Make yourself a priority and do your stretching, your exercise, your movement first thing in the morning. That's always going to be a win.
100%, because you're going to miss it most of the time if you wait till the day. Um, this is us. I mean, every day I'll get up, I'll pray and exercise, then I'll go to work. You look at a banana and sort of an apple. They're going to have some commonalities like vitamin C, for example. But they're going to have different nutrients as well, different phytonutrients or plant nutrients. And so these are all beneficial for us. And so we don't really know what all does what.
So when you see a label on a product that says USDA organic, it should follow all of the principles that need to be met in order to be classified as organic. Of course, unless...
Let's go.
How you start your day can be a key to how successful or good your day is. Did you know some of your morning habits can actually be hurting you? We're going to go into some of those habits that can hurt you and help you right now.
One of the main things that we do in the morning, which isn't a habit, it's a necessity, is we have breakfast. Everybody has a different perspective on this thing called breakfast. And at some point in the day, you're going to have that particular meal. We call it breaking your fast. So being mindful about how you actually put food or fuel in your system first thing in the day can set you up for success for the rest of the day or failure for the rest of the day with excessive cravings, sending you back to the refrigerator, and potentially even at the end of the day, a lack of energy.
Well, let's go through what is a good way to break your fast and a bad way to break your fast. Good way to break your fast is come up with high protein, good fats, and just good food in the morning. Bad way is to start off with a lot of simple, sugary carbohydrates like orange juice or cereals or stuff like that, or a muffin or a bagel. Those are the worst thing to do. That's a poor morning habit that will drive you down the pathway of running out of energy soon and having to go back to the cupboard or the refrigerator to get some more food. But if you start it off in a good way, you'll start off not chasing blood sugar and you'll have a better day as far as sustained energy.
Another habit that you might want to consider in the morning is not drinking a pot of coffee. Coffee isn't bad. It's just the coffee boat that might be harming your health.
Well, a lot of people do drink a whole coffee pot, and that, of course, can dehydrate you. That's one of the main things with it. I think that another thing, in some people, it could stimulate blood pressure. When you get up in the morning, you probably have higher blood pressure anyway because you're starting to get moving again, and cortisol tends to go higher. So you can actually see how coffee could, be a negative. And with that said, if you're hydrated, you can have a couple of cups and make sure it's good. One negative about coffee, we need to understand about 6% of it today, the powdered coffee anyway, contains mold. So if you drink a pot of coffee, you could be drinking a pot of mold as well. So make sure you get organic and mold-free. And again, I'll plug Kingdom Cup with a K that has both of those requirements satisfied. So that's another habit that we can do in the morning that can be good or bad.
Another really good habit, and it's been proven through science that movement and exercise is imperative. Oftentimes, if you wait to the end of the day, especially if you're a wife and you're a mother and you're a grandparent and you're, the neighbors fill in when so-and-so is ill or sick or can't be there, you're too tired by the end of the day to get your exercise in. So if you make yourself a priority and do your stretching, your exercise, your movement first thing in the morning, that's always going to be a win.
100%, because you're going to miss it most of the time if you wait till the day. This is us. I mean, every day I'll get up, I'll pray and I'll exercise, then I'll go to work. And I do that because I'm trying to have a good day. And if I don't follow that routine in the morning, good morning routines, I don't do well in the day. But if I have good morning predictable routines that sort of set my physical, emotional, spiritual, even intellectual health on a good pathway, it works out well. And so people need to find good morning routines because, again, as I stated in the intro, how you start your day is a good dictator of how you finish your day.
If you have a place of employment or a job that's unpredictable and perhaps you don't get to fuel the next meal, you may want to make a good habit of preparing or taking your lunch or dinner or whatever the next meal may be.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a
pack.
snack.
Yeah, pack. You could pack like, these Kingdom candy bars. They're great. Kingdom Crunch behind us is awesome. But these are things that you can have around. I will snack on Crunch sometimes in a day. I'll put it in a little coffee cup and just eat it dry. And I find that that's very satisfying.
Also, in the morning, start your morning off with a good either cold shower, which has been shown to increase the endorphin production in the brain, which is better than any drug prescription or antidepressant. Just a good cold shower, not necessarily too cold, and then heat it up and clean that skin bag that we live in very, very well.
Funny, when you talking about cold shower, I was thinking that's another way to go start your morning chilled out. So how about that for a little play on words there? We've given you some good morning habits. We've also given you some bad morning habits. So take both of these things and really select wisely. Remember, once again, how you start your day is a good predictor of how you finish your day. So put these good morning practices into practice.
Fruits, which are the best for you?
We'll discuss a lot of them coming up next.
I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Coffee is mold-free, it is pesticide-free, and it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious. You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it.
This is actually organic, mold-free, certified. It's got a little certificate with it. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee. It's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative.
Hey friends, you already know the answer to this, but we'll ask you anyway. If you stay away from your favorite junk food for a month and then go back to supersizing it, will your health improve?
Well, that's the thing about change. To change, we have to be as consistent as possible.
And when we go back to an old habit, it's not the end of the world. We just get back at the new habit.
Before you know it, real transformation is evident to you and others.
That's why we offer a bunch of helpful bonuses when you subscribe to Kingdom Fuel.
Kingdom Fuel is our complete nutritional meal shake.
It's the simple start to a transformed life, and we'll auto ship every month so you don't run out.
You'll receive 2 free shaker cups, free access to our video courses, and a monthly call with us filled with practical inspiration.
Just see the link below or on your screen and subscribe today.
Kingdom Candy with a K again. 2 flavors. We got salted
Delicious.
caramel and peanut butter. These are great. I mean, they're
kind of like a complete meal.
yeah, they're 200 calories. People want to know that all the time, and not that we're worried about calories, but these things have great ingredients. They're not sweetened with sugars, and they don't have those false sugars or fake sugars, artificial
They've got
sugars.
fiber in them.
They do. It's interesting. Salted caramel crunch is our newest flavor. We'll come up with some other stuff at some point, but those can bridge the gap of that sweet tooth craving. They're sweetened with monk fruit. That's really, if you know what that is, it's not going to raise blood sugar.
It's really only 2 grams of sugar. I refer to it as the sweet without the cheat.
Any of these things out here are designed to be money-saving, nutrition-giving, and life-enhancing. And this is a big deal. So you'll find out, like thousands of other people did, that these things will help you live healthy longer. if you're suffering from fatigue. If you know you got toxic overload because you bringing in stuff that's actually inflammatory and toxic, it's time to get your body in a place where it can function again, because toxic buildup can and does and will kill you.
Kingdom Detox and Kingdom Detox packets. So the body's completely nourished. It gets a little bit of rest because it's not having to over digest, so to speak, and it gets the right nutrients that support those phases.
That's why the Kingdom Detox process works. Many people talk about fruits and what fruits should be eaten. What are the best fruits? Are they good or bad? Do they raise blood sugar? Do they not raise blood sugar? It's a lot of questions that, really are warranted, and so they're valid questions. So we're going to talk about fruits today to try to unwind some of the mystery, and we won't get it all, but we'll talk about some of the fruits and what they can do for you.
You jangled that little jingle in my mind. The fruit, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot.
Oh, yeah,
I think this is a different fruit that we're
definitely.
referring to. And there's really not one specific fruit that has all of the vitamins in it. It's really good to vary those
Yeah.
fruits. They vary from not only different colors and shapes and sizes, but they vary in the types of nutrients that they have in them.
Yeah, they're like, you might think about it as all the colors of the rainbow. There's probably a color of a fruit that matches, and if you can eat fruits in a multicolored, broad array, you're going to find there's some commonalities, of course. I mean, some fruits, you look at a banana and sort of an apple, they're going to have some commonalities, like vitamin C, for example, but they're going to have different nutrients as well, different phytonutrients or plant nutrients. And so these are all beneficial for us. And so we don't really know what all does what, because I'm sure there's some things within fruits we probably haven't even discovered yet. But we do know that they're edible and they're good for food. So our advice has always been to get a big, broad variety of those things and just enjoy.
Yeah, right. The antioxidant
Hmm.
variety, vitamin C, the flavonoids, just very abundant in our
Yeah.
fruits. Now, when we're talking about fruit, let's discuss for just a minute. Is it absolutely essential to buy organic?
I don't think so, because ultimately, just a key little rule that I've told people before: the thicker the skin, the less absolute necessity to use organic as a label. The more thin skin you have in the fruit, perhaps the more necessity is to consider buying organic. And of course, that means that the pesticide can get through there or not. But just because you can't buy organic does not mean you shouldn't eat fruit. You can obviously take the vinegar and water mixture. There's some mixtures that you can take and cleanse that fruit and get some of the pesticides off. But are you going to get them off? I don't think so. And I even think probably some of the organic probably has pesticides to it. So that wouldn't be my major consideration. My major consideration would be, first and foremost, eat fruit.
Now we know that the fresh fruit that is in season is going to be the most
Yeah,
abundant in those that nutrient density. However, sometimes it's not always easy to get fruit in season, so the next best thing likely would be frozen fruit.
absolutely. Get that quick frozen fruit. You can find that in every freezer section in any supermarket around the world, literally. You can find a section over there with that quick frozen fruit, which is absolutely awesome. Those are great for smoothies, by the way. 1 cup of frozen fruit in Kingdom Fuel is like amazing, man. So that's what we do with it. I like blueberries, for example. Some people like mangoes. Some people like strawberries. But there's mixed berries out there: black, red, blue. That is a good mix as well. Again, think variety like this. Really awesome. One thing to watch out for with fruits is dried fruits, like raisins, for example. Those things have an incredible amount of ability to raise your blood sugar. So I tell people to kind of stay away from those kind of fruits.
Well, and the reason being is that if you dry the fruit, you're concentrating the amount of sugar
Yep.
that is in a serving size. So you're going to double, quadruple, or, sextuple the amount of sugar that is coming into the system. It may be good for a camper or a hiker or somebody
Yeah.
who needs that quick energy while they're on the trail. But as a general rule, the dried fruits are something that should be avoided, not just because of the high sugar. A lot of times, those dried sugars have a lot of additives and preservatives in them, and they also have a lot of different colors and dyes. And we have now come to know that some of those dyes are extremely toxic.
Yeah, real quick, talk about good or bad fruit juices.
Now, how many pieces of fruit does it take to make a glass of juice? It's wonderful to indulge in a glass of fresh juice, but it is going to cause a blood sugar problem, especially if you already have a blood sugar problem. So it's better to keep your juices green and clean than it is to juice fresh fruit. Eat your fruit instead of juice it.
I watched many people even turn into a quasi-insulin resistant diabetic by drinking large glasses of orange juice every day because they thought it was healthy. Bottom line is whole fruits with their whole fiber, with their entirety of their nutrient compositions. These are amazing. They're good for the body. Eat your fruits, the whole fruits, right? And then you'll be healthier along the way, but avoid the things we talked about.
Are organic foods really good for you?
We will unwind the confusion just ahead.
I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Coffee is mold-free, it is pesticide-free, and it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious. You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it.
And it's Kingdom Cup with a K,
K.
right? So this is important. 50% of all coffee at least contains mold. And this is a key thing. That's in bean form, right? So you're going to be a little grinder. They're just a few bucks. Grind it up, put it in your maker, and make it. Why did we go with the bean form, the whole bean? Because ultimately the powder form is the one that gathers the most moisture. And that means the more potential mold development. So this is actually organic, mold-free, certified. It's got a little certificate with it. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee. It's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative.
Can a shake transform your life?
If it helps you invest in your health on a daily basis, the answer is
Yes!
Kingdom Fuel is our complete nutritional meal shake.
It's the simple start to a transformed life.
We'll auto ship every month so you don't run out.
You'll receive 2 free shaker cups, free access to our video courses, and a monthly call with us filled with practical inspiration.
Just see the link below or on your screen and subscribe today. Now we have it, Kingdom Crunch.
It's important to start breakfast off with a power-packed punch. You want a complete amino acid score, good protein. If you turn the label over and look at the back of the box, there is no added sugars in either one of these flavors, either peanut butter or acai bowl.
Peanut butter has 11 grams of high-quality protein. Acai bowl has 8. Peanut butter has 11 grams of carbohydrate, acai bowl 12, and both of them have a good solid fat content at 6 grams. Very filling, very healthy.
You will be fueling yourself with high quality fuel, starting off the day right. You can even use Kingdom Crunch as a snack in the middle of the day if you just have a craving and you want to eat something that is good for you, it has a crunch, and doesn't have a lot of calories.
There you go. Diabetic friendly, keto friendly, paleo friendly, Kingdom Crunch, and
Child friendly.
Kingdom Candy with a K again. 2 flavors. We got salted
Delicious.
caramel and peanut butter. These are great. I mean, they're
kind of like a complete meal.
yeah, they're 200 calories. People want to know that all the time, and not that we're worried about calories, but these things have great ingredients. They're not sweetened with sugars. They don't have those false sugars or fake sugars, artificial
They've got
sugars.
fiber in them.
They do. It's interesting. Salted caramel crunch is our newest flavor. We'll come up with some other stuff at some point, but those can bridge the gap of that sweet tooth craving. They're sweetened with monk fruit. That's really, if you know what that is, it's not going to raise blood sugar.
It's really only 2 grams of sugar. I refer to it as the sweet without the cheat.
Any of these things out here are designed to be money saving, nutrition giving, and life enhancing. And this is a big deal. So you'll find out, like thousands of other people did, that these things will help you live healthy longer.
Organic foods, are they really safer? Are they really a healthier option? Well, let's dive into the details about what organic food really means.
When you hear the term organic, everybody thinks healthy, but what they need to understand is the word organic does not always equate to healthiness. There's all kinds of different nuances in that very definition. What is organic? Does it mean this? Does it mean that? Is it include this? Does it include that? It's confusing out there. Just because something has organic on it, I think this is a key 30,000-foot view statement. Just because it has organic does not mean there's not ingredients in it that are not organic. Would that be correct?
That would be correct. The word organic actually comes from the farmers actually having to meet practices that are designed to meet certain goals. For example, they need to have certain soil qualities and water quality that the plants are actually grown in. They also are designed to cut pollution and provide safe, healthy places for farm animals to live, and enable natural farm animal behavior and promote self-sustaining cycles of resources on a farm.
Kind of sounds pretty natural to me. That's the way it should work. Now, this is a USDA certified organic definition, right? They have to have this, meet those qualifications and specifications to have the USDA seal. Now, this is important because people out there that are buying from farmers markets might be able to get those type of foods without the USDA seal. Why? Because if you sell like $5,000 or something or less in a year's time of value, and again, you're getting this, who determines the value? We do as consumers. Who reports the value? I suppose the person who's doing the produce. But the bottom line is, if that person produces that amount or less, they do not have to have those requirements met to say it's organic by doing the organic things, right? And so they can't get that, is what I'm getting at. They can't get the USDA seal. So the point is, buying from a local farmer, you can get the best of all worlds, probably, but you might get the worst as well.
Well, and it is the USDA, the United States Department of Agriculture, that set up an organic certification program that requires all organic food to meet certain standards. So when you see a label on a product that says USDA organic, it should follow all of the principles that need to be met in order to be classified as organic. Of course, unless it falls under that less than $5,000 profit gain in a year.
Yeah, and again, it's levels, right? So there's 100% organic, and then it goes down from there. I think we dug at some other labels with that. What is right below organic?
Well, there's natural.
Okay.
Natural is different. What natural essentially is that it does not contain any things like flavors, artificial sweeteners. It's just natural in nature.
Natural and organic are not the same thing. That's really important to understand right there, right? People need to catch that, okay?
Yeah, so what about the safety of organic food? Is it really safer? I mean, nutrients have shown that there are moderate increases in nutrient values in organic foods.
I suppose, but really when you look at nutrient values, I don't think that it really would equate to saying organic always has more. Because where do nutrients come from? They come from the soil. And so the soil is really a kind of a God department, if you will. Now, we can have soil that's more poor than others. Soil in one part of the country can be more nutrient dense than soil in another part of the country. So you could have, for example, an inorganic production over here, conventional operational production methods with herbicides and pesticides and all that stuff. And it could have potentially a higher nutrient level than organic produced over here. So this is where it gets all confusing. And so the bottom line is we do need to have more natural, organic true to form sources of nutritional plants out there that we can get in our hands on. That's the best way to do it.
Also, it's thought that organic foods have less toxic metals in them. When we take away some of the pesticides and the preservatives and the way that inorganic food is processed, there is the potential to have a higher level of heavy metals, specifically cadmium.
Yeah, cadmium is out there. I've seen that a bunch of times in heavy metal tests that we do in the office. That's a urine test, by the way, folks. You can test that. But cadmium is out there. It's pretty much ubiquitous across the U.S. right now in our plant supply, and it is devastating for the body. It produces a lot of GI dysfunction, brain dysfunction, etc. So heavy metals, obviously some of the pesticides, herbicides, we're looking at Roundup, which contains glyphosate and atrazine, which can be like a carcinogen or an obesogenic sort of compound. So these things are full of this mess if we don't get the right source.
So organic really has a lot of benefits, higher nutrient values, less toxic metals. Also, there is kind of a barrier to organic due to the cost or the set point. And you also want to make sure that you know who you're buying it from and that you trust the source.
So utilize what we talked today, dig a little bit deeper, ask questions of the farmers, ask questions at the supermarket, and wash your vegetables. That's always a good lesson for all of us, whether organic or not. And let's hope we really make better choices with that, because our plants today are really contaminated. So we believe organic is best where possible.
Can a shake transform your life?
If it helps you invest in your health on a daily basis, the answer is
Yes!
Kingdom Fuel is our complete nutritional meal shake.
It's the simple start to a transformed life.
We'll auto ship every month so you don't run out.
You'll receive 2 free shaker cups, free access to our video courses, and a monthly call with us filled with practical inspiration.
Just see the link below or on your screen and subscribe today. If you're suffering from fatigue, if you know you got toxic overload because you're bringing in stuff that's actually inflammatory and toxic, it is time to get some answers. It's time to turn things around. It's time to get your body in a place where it can function again, because toxic buildup can and does and will kill you.
Kingdom Detox and Kingdom Detox packets.
In those are the supporting nutrients, the supporting micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and amino acids that support all the functions of a whole Kingdom Detox. It also has Kingdom Fuel with it, so you can do a whole 2-week detox process with the detox packs, or you can just take the detox packs. Either way is fine, but it's going to support that process.
So the body's completely nourished. It gets a little bit of rest because it's not having to over digest, so to speak, and it gets the right nutrients that support those phases.
So we got to get the toxins out and let your body function well again. And that's why the Kingdom Detox process works.
Let's go.